This is an update on my 125 gallon Frontosa Oscar Texas Cichlid Green Tur Giant Danio Clown Loaches 125 gallon tank. That here is my 6-inch Texas. Had him for less than a year. Got him when he was about, I don't know, he was only like 2.5 inches. He has really grown since then. You know what, I've been reading that they are real aggressive fish. But he's been pretty mellow in my tank. Also got a female green tur. Again, heard that this was a very aggressive fish. But in my tank, she's been very mellow. Also have my male Tiger Oscar. Again, supposed to be a very aggressive fish. And again, very mellow. Next is my female albino Tiger Oscar. She has been getting a little aggressive lately. But she doesn't bite anybody. She just chases them away. If the fish can't run fast enough, when she catches up with them, she does not bite. She just turns back around and goes the other way. So, again, even though they are preparing to spawn, still very mellow. This is the site they have chosen. I've got a piece of flat slate there that I got for flat rock that I got for them to spawn on. They are about 2 years old right now. I got them when they were about 3 inches. They now pushing 11. So, you know, you can see he just chased Texas away. Because the Texas is very annoying to them. He seems that won't learn that they do not want him over there. He just decides he's going to do what he wants to do. But again, a pretty Texas. He has some pretty colors there. I mean, of course, the lighting, I'm sorry that the lighting is not too good. Oh, there you go, you got to the bottom of the tank where you can see them better. Man, really pretty Texas. It is a male. I mean, he has some pretty colors. And these are my Frontosas. This is my dominant male, my subdominant male, and I have 3 females. I also have some, these are going to be really to catch on camera, giant danios. They're really hard to catch on camera because they don't sit still. And I got them for dither fish, you know, to take out some of the aggression. I have 3 of them. I did have 4. I mean, when I first put them in there, of course, they did try to eat them. But then, of course, they are too fast. One of them died. He got beat up. But I'm thinking that he got beat up from his own species, which is the other giant danios. I mean, because they was setting up their hierarchy, you know, to figure out who was going to be the boss. And he seen it got beat up a little bit, and after he got beat up, he was moving a little slower, and that's when I think the green terrier got a hold of him. I do also have some clown loaches in here. I don't think they're out. I have 3 clown loaches. Let's see if I can find them. I don't think I can find them. I only had them for about I don't know, about 2.5 months. They only have grown about 3 months. They only grown probably 1/2 inch since then. I mean, they are slow growers, so I mean, I'm not worrying about them having any size until the next probably 2 years. But the other fish don't try to eat them, even though they're just, about 3 inches. The Oscars doesn't eat anything under like to 2 inches. They eat like 2 inches under. Unless they're, like feeder fish, unless they're like slim, like the giant danios are, like torpedo shape or slim design like the giant danios, then the Oscars will have a go at them. So will the green terrier, my female. When I got her, she didn't have any color at all. Not any. Which was one of the reasons I got her. No color. She stayed up in the corner. Took me 2 months to get her to eat. She will only eat worms. That was it, earthworms. And she will only eat them once in a while. She was very malnutritious. It took me a while to get her colors. And her colors are just starting to come out. I had her for about, about 4 or 5 months. And her colors are just starting to come out. You can see how she got the yellow at the top of her dorsal fin. That wasn't there when I got her. The only color she had was the worm-like markings on her face. No color. None of the iridescent color she has on the side. She had none of that. And you can see how she comes to me now. She follows my finger. She used to run from me all the time. I don't know what happened to her, but she was, I don't know, she was really, she just wouldn't come out of her shell. I'm just glad she's doing better now and her colors are coming out and she's eating like crazy. I could not get her to eat at first, and now I can't get her to stop. My Frontosas, I got them from a guy, I can't remember, but he had some Frontosas, some other Frontosas, the one with the mask. I can't remember the name, the mask on their face. These are Bundies. He had some Blue Zara, I think their name Blue Zara, something like that. And he had got them. So he was trying to get rid of these Bundies, which are, supposed to be a better Frontosa because they cost more money. The only reason they cost more money is because it is harder to obtain them, because, as you know, Frontosas live at about 150 to about 300 feet down. And it is very hard to get them because you had to worry about decompression and getting them up. You had to bring them up in stages. And that's why wild Frontosas are so expensive. I mean, the divers had to decompress. They had to decompress the fishes. I mean, and that's why they are so expensive. And so he sold me these. He sold me 5, 2 males, 3 females for $50. Even though they're bundies, you know, the lower end of the Frontosas as far as, you know, price, still you couldn't beat it. And they were about the size they are now. The biggest one was the male. He was about, I don't know, 5 inches, about 4.5 inches when I brought him. He's like 5, 5.5 now. And then went on down to the big male was like 4.5. The subdominant male was like 4. The dominant female was like 3.5. And then it went to 3 and, you know, 2.5 for the smallest female. But they have grown some. I've had them for about a month now. I have no issues with aggression at all. As you can see, there are none of the fins on the fishes are messed up. None of them have been nipped. I mean, the Frontosas have their own disputes in between themselves, you know. The dominant male pretty much chases everything that's smaller than him, and the subdominant male chases everything that's smaller than him, and the dominant female chases everything that's smaller than her, and so on and so on, till you get down to the smallest, who's get picked on by everybody. And that is why I've updated the tank a little bit. I put more driftwood in there, so they can have more hiding spaces, so the smaller fish can get away from the bigger ones. And that's the reason I put the giant danios in there as dither fish, you know, so they can have somebody to chase, but of course they can't catch them. But it takes a little bit of aggression out. I'll put some Java moss in the tank. I mean, everybody is doing great right now. Like I say, I have no issues with the tank. The Oscar did have an issue with this eye. I don't know if he bumped into something or what, but I don't know if you can see it. There's like a white spot or something at the bottom of his eye, but it was bigger than that. I turned on the UV light, added some salt to the tank, and it then got like half the size it was within like 2 days. So it is getting better, and I think it will be completely healed within less than a week, or a little over a week. You can see the female chasing the green turn-away. The male doesn't get too aggressive with their spawning spot, but the female, she doesn't like anybody over there. The female doesn't like anybody over her spot. Even when I put my hand in the tank and I come over to this area, I mean, she does flares up and, you know, let me know you are out of bounds. And so I tries to, you know, clean up that way without stressing out. The male, like I say, haven't been too aggressive with it. You can see he's watching. The female has a problem with her sight, and I'm thinking that's because she's albino. I mean, if any of y'all have any Then y'all can tell me about that, but I think it is because she's albino that she has problems with her sight. I mean, when feeding time comes, I gotta make sure that she gets her fill because the male pushes her out the way. So I try to feed him on one side of the tank and feed her on the other side to make sure she gets her own fill of food. I kind of do the same thing with the Frontosas. You know, I gotta try to make sure everybody gets their fill of food. But the Frontosas has really colored up. You can see the blues in a dorsal fin, tail fin, pectoral fins. When I got them, you know, it was like an hour ride back to my house. They were a little stressed out, and their colors have really popped since then. As you can see, I am missing at least 2 feet of my background because I got this background from about 55, which was 4 feet long. This tank is 6 feet long, so I need 2 more feet of background to complete, and I will be getting that soon. As you can see, the water is crystal clear. I'm running my E-Hime and my what they call eBay filter, the Sun. And the tank is pretty clear. This is the top view of the tank. As you can see, the tank is pretty clear. And I run this over here as a polishing filter. I got a sponge filter that's rated at 100 gallons, hooked up to a power head that kicks out 170 gallons an hour, and it does a good job at polishing the tank. I was thinking about putting another one in. I keep the temperature in my tank at about 80 degrees, maybe a little under, maybe like 78, 79, and that seems to be good for all the fishes. And that's my update. If you have any questions or comments, please post them.